Oh, hello. What do we have here? I'll tell you what we have here. The office light for video. The best video light you can buy for the office. The secret to lighting, the bigger the better. The bigger your light source, the better it's gonna look. You want a giant diffused light. But you know what's gonna happen if, hang on. You know what's gonna happen if you turn up with this thing at the office? That's a 48-inch parabolic light. You can take some heat. People are gonna think you're weird. So how do you get the best of both worlds? A big surface area for a big diffused light source without it being some big absurd thing that's gonna get in the way. You said the best that money can buy. How much money are we talking here? 250 bucks. Not for this little box. This little box is 50 bucks. But this is a Bowens mount to go on a pro light. So this is an Amran 100X, an entry-level pro light, 250 bucks. There's a $200 version that just doesn't give you color temperature control. So this I can adjust from a warmer light to a cooler light, but you'd be just fine with the version that just does middle of the road light. So 200 bucks, 50 bucks? For that money, why wouldn't I just pick up an Elgato key light? Okay, Steve. First of all, you can either spend 200 bucks on an Elgato key light or 200 bucks on a pro light that you can buy hundreds of different attachments for. What makes more sense to you? In fact, it's almost like I've made that mistake before. But this is a good benchmark because you know what this is? Convenient, really well built, and compact. So you can put this thing on your desk without looking like a weirdo. But what I'm gonna show you is why this little guy is just better. Shall we? Very excited for this one. I've actually been sitting on this for a couple of months, cautiously optimistic that it's gonna work with my current setup. Aperture right now, pretty much the gold standard for all things lighting. Buying things on Amazon, I always have kind of those quality control concerns, right? But you never get that with Aperture products. Everything is super thought through. They're gonna give you everything you need to get started straight out of the box. It's one of these. That's never going back in the bag. Two sides to this, kind of got a kind of paper lantern vibe almost. And then I think what this is actually a reflector that you can clip to the light itself. So black on one side to absorb light and kind of that reflective baked potato vibe on the other side to make that light as directional as possible. And you just use those binder clips to attach it to the light. But let's get this set up. Okay, so what did we just unpack? This guy. It's the Aperture Space Light, and it is my new favorite thing. So you saw when it came, it was packed inside of this guy. So this is collapsible. Something like that. But the real party trick is that. So it's about 2 or 3 feet tall. Put a light into the end, but that's just the start of the fun. So let's stick the light in here. So, draw a string hole on this end. We're gonna stick this guy through from the other side. So this is just the cover that comes with the 100X. Swap that out. And now we're gonna open this from the other side and stick it through. Okay, attach this to the light. There you go. Let's plug it in. All right. So there we go. One big old diffused light source. And because it's a pro light, this thing will attract every bug in town. Maybe I need to turn off my key light. Okay, cool light, Jason, but how am I actually gonna hang it up in a way that's not in the way? When I'm working at my desk, what I do is I work. I can't have some giant light stand hanging out. That's just weird. So here's what I do. This guy clamps to my desk. I haven't put the clamp bit on yet. Clamps on like this, and I've got something like 32 inches of height that I can attach arms to. So this is really for monitors, and there's all sorts of arms that you can plug and play with this kind of main post, and this is what they look like when you get them. You can get them with more segments that go further out, but they're basically just designed for beast mount monitors, so you can have a flexible setup of as many monitors as you want. Here's the trick. Learn this one from DSLR Video Shooter. You take this bit off the end, there's a hole at the end of the arm, drill it out a bit, and what you can do is you can attach various hardware to the end of it, whether it's a tripod head or, in this case, whatever that thing's called, for mounting our light. So all I've done is picked up one of these guys. It's the same thing you're gonna have at the end of a light stand that your light attaches to, and I attach it to our monitor arm. So there we go. We're gonna hang the light from the underside of this. Be sure to pay attention to the weight limits on these arms. They're made for holding monitors, and monitors can be pretty big and hefty. In this case, the space light attachment that we're using is extremely light. A bigger light attachment may be more problematic, but then again, you're not gonna hang something giant off your desk like this, right? So, I'm gonna clamp the post to the end of my desk. In reality, you would do it, just out of shot. I've got this arm that I can hang the light from. When I wanna record, I pull it in. When I'm done recording, I push it away. I got some work to do. All right, so clamp installed. All we gotta do, slide this guy onto the end and tighten it down. All right, now to attach the light. Okay, so here's my light. What I wanna do is I wanna angle this 90 degrees because I want the light hanging straight down. Ta-da! Okay, clamp is clamped. Like I said, really you're gonna put that just out of your shot, but you can see just how easy it is to pull old crinkly boy over. Okay, let's plug in power. Ta-da! All right, I'm gonna turn off my key light and we'll see what this thing can do. All right, I move this just off shot. Now, I'm in a pretty dark room. I got a window over here. The only other light source is this space light. I'm trying to dial this up a bit more. Now, in an office environment, you don't sit in the dark, do you? So here's the room with overhead lights on, and let's turn on our space light. Pretty sweet. What we're getting with this is a huge diffused light source. So if you remember in the beginning, we talked about the Elgato key light. Here's a comparison. You've got a small diffused LED panel compared to this guy, which is about twice the length and twice the width across. Now, what else can we do with this guy? It comes with a bunch of these little binder clips, and that's to do two things. It's to clamp it up if you want to keep it out of the way. So this doesn't need to be the full length. We can shorten this to about a half the normal length, stick one on the other side, and we got something much shorter. The other thing you use these for is this reflector. So if you're gonna use this for a key light next to your face, you probably wanna put this reflector on the reverse side of it. So reflector on the back side is gonna keep more of that light directionally oriented to me rather than lighting up the whole room, but probably depends on your space whether you would use it or not. But honestly, you compare this to your big dorky LED diffusers or just LED panels, it's pretty cool looking. You probably want a longer post so that it can hang the full length. This is about 3/4 length. But it's really the ultimate in flexibility. We can clip it up to keep it short, and you can pull this thing in and push it away when you're not using it. So that is the Aputure Space Light and the Amaran 100X or 100D. I'll drop links to both of those down below. And for me right now, I think this is the best way to get a great light source in a regular office setup.